Hello YouTube, Trinity here, back at it with a Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. This deck profile is one that, honestly, I didn't actually think I'd ever bring to the channel. Considering this is a deck I actually hated for a long time, which you're probably wondering, if you hate this deck, then why did you get selfie sleeves for it? That's because with the latest support for this deck, I've actually grown to like it a lot more. It's become way more consistent, and I think this build is probably the best build I've played for Astroea. And, yeah, I don't think a lot of people are playing it like this. Well, some are, but some are not. And I'll go over my list, and let me know what you think. It's been very good for me. In fact, IRL, it's actually 7-0. I went against a bunch of people at locals and friends. I didn't take it to tournament yet. I've been meaning to, but I've been spending more time with the wife and taking it easy. But I do want to take this to a locals at some point and play it. The last time I went to locals was during Vanguard Day, where I won this mat using Levidra, and I will be posting Levidra to the channel, but I think I'm going to hold off for the Levidra deck profile. It's a pretty standard cut and dry list. I'm going to actually do the deck profile if they make the ban list, because I actually have an updated list for the ban list already prepared, so let me know if you want that down in the comments, and without further ado, let's go on with the deck profile. We'll start off with the ride line. It's pretty standard. You just got your standard Unica ride line. We got Pulpus Mulchi, Schwartz Sparta, Diana, and the new Astroea. This is the brand new one from the latest set. And at first, I wasn't really impressed with this card too much. I do like that you can get infinite Persona rods. A small issue I have with this deck, it lives and dies by seeing Bifrons. You have to have Bifrons in this. If you don't have Bifrons, by turn 3, you are behind. You are very much behind, at least for this variation. But even in general, like if you don't see Bifrons, you're already behind. That's it for the ride lines. We'll move on to the grade 3s. I'm running 3 copies of the Persona ride, Astroea. Put the camera up a little bit. Try to reduce the glare. Put 3 copies of her. Her effect is basically, at the start of your turn, if you have a copy of her in the bind zone, you may ride her and basically Persona Road if you did not ride this turn. Then, when attacking the Vanguard, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 3, bind all units of Astroea or critical triggers from the cost of the Soul Blast face up, and then for each basic number, you get an additional effect. 1, I think it's retired for Rogue gets 5k. 3 or more, it's crit and +1 drive, and then 5 or more is a restand. That is it for Personas. We are running multiple Unicas. We're running 2 of the old ones and 1 of the Mask. You could ride into these if you ever want to. It's not ideal. I don't think you ever will, but ideally these are just there to deck things off Bifrons, so you don't have to keep putting crits to soul, and so you can get more Unica names and you don't have to waste all your crits. So, yep, there's that. We'll now move on. Orders, I'm running 3 copies of Celestial Celespear for a counter charge, because this deck does counterblast a lot. And to get you guard with your triggers early, you put them into your soul for the cost. And then next we run for our oh my god, Regulus piece, Regalis. We run the Fire Regulus. Oh my god, I said that 3 different ways. I'm sorry. Fire Regulus, whatever you say. It's a nice filter card, digs for your pieces. Doesn't take through order count and use and drop. Next, we'll move on to our grade 2s. This is the most important grade 2 of the entire deck. I'm running 4 copies of Griffith Chimera. This is my favorite card in Unica, even before the new support. This is the card that gave me hope for the archetype. It is a really good early game card. Basically, when you place this card, you can discard a card from your hand, look at top 2, add 1 to your hand, place 1 to soul or top of your deck, and then he gets 5k. And that's not once per turn, so you can just keep filtering and rushing with this. And you can also, it's not just 1 place from hand. As long as you have a Vanguard with Astroea, so when you call it back from the drop off Bifrons, it'll trigger. And this card is just so good. It's a nice OTT card. Next, we're running 3 copies of one of the best generic Dark States card, Servant Falcracia, just to get big numbers, honestly, and to recur your Astroeas from the drop in the soul, and just to get extra soul, because sometimes you can end up running out of soul if you don't see the right pieces. And that's 3 of that. Our last grade 2 of the deck is 1 copy of Clean Sweep Dragon. I have a love-hate with this card, but this card is really good in Unica, especially now that we have infinite Persona rides. It was already good in her, but I've always had an issue where you need to see it with the mask and it's just inconsistent. But with like access to Bifrons and the Bind Zone always giving you Persona Ride, as long as you Soul Blast it, just getting this condition in this deck is a lot easier, and it's just a nice removal. And it also, you can get rid of your own stuff if you really want to, just to get the soul. Next, we'll move on to grade 1s. You could run Elementaria. I'm not going to take it out of every deck I have it in. I have 3 Elementarias. I splash between them if I take it to locals. But this deck gets away fine with regular. You don't need Elementaria in every deck, so 4 copies of a standard Perfect Guard. If you wanted, you can run Elementaria. Again, I have 3, but I didn't feel like digging for it for the deck profile. Next, this new grade 1 promo, which I would say pick up while you can. This card's incredible. This card's really good in Unica. It's good in pretty much everything. I like it in Unica. If I owned Leo Odium, I'd probably play it in that too. I don't run it in Bladmire, but you can run it in Bladmire. It's just a fantastic card for early game. It's basically Darkseid Shenri. It's a really good generic. Pick up 4 while you can. While they're at like $10, $12. I think they've been going up. Next, we run 4 copies of the Plutonic Prospect. It's basically your searcher. It's a free body that pluses you 1, adds a grade 3. You're going to be adding your orders to your hand off this. And then finally, the most important card of the deck, 4 copies of Bifrons. Counterblast, 1 place. Look at the top 3, add 1 to hand, 1 to soul, 1 to drop. Soul Blast 1, Energy Blast 3. Choose a critical or a card with Astroea from your deck, put it to the soul. And then if you did, you may choose a card with drop zone equal to the grade of your Vanguard and call it. And it's just really good to get your Astroeas in there as fast as you can. Moving on to the trigger lineup. We run 1 blue OT. This can be whatever OT you prefer. You can run purple OT. I think blue OT works best in Astroea, but you can run the Darkseid OT if you can't afford this. There's not too much difference. It's personal preference, honestly. I think the blue OT is personally the best one for this one. 3 front, because you were deck thinning a lot more than you think you are in this. 8 crit, because we're Astroea, we need the crits. And then 4 heals, which, don't know where my 4 foil here went. I think it's in Greedon still. And that is it for the Astroea deck profile. Honestly, this list has been so much better than I could ever imagine it being. And if you enjoyed the deck profile, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. And I will catch you in the next one. Ciao.